Right now on Today in New York, rain clearing out of the tri-state this Saturday morning. We're taking a live look outside right now. What we're seeing, it certainly has changed in the last couple of hours. The worst of the rain behind us, but still, as you can see there, visibility an issue for many. Good morning. Welcome to Weekend Today in New York. It is Saturday, March 4th. I'm Gus Rosendale. Pat Battle is working this evening on News 4 New York. Something to keep an eye out for as the day goes on. We're looking for the rain to move out as the day goes on. We're going to have luck with that as well. Raph and Miranda in the Storm Team 4 Weather Center. Raph?
Yeah, Gus, it's chilly out there on this Saturday morning, 39 degrees. So the temperature has dropped over the past couple of hours as the heavy rain has moved away. And we've even seen some snow and ice north and west of town. You can see in your weather headlines a wintry scene for our friends in Sullivan and Ulster counties, Dutchess as well. So that also means some slick roadways, so be careful there. For the rest of us, it was rain, some of those showers still lingering across New York City and Long Island especially. And we've been tracking some coastal concerns. The possibility for coastal flooding continues. High tide happening now. That coastal flood warning still in effect for these areas shaded in this darker green. Watching that flooding approaching. High tide now in many spots. Here's the rain. It is pulling away. Our storm now starting to move offshore. A lot of snow across much of New England, including our northern counties, Sullivan, Ulster, Dutchess, but especially north of there. We picked up some impressive snow totals over the overnight hours. Still snowing across much of Massachusetts into Maine. The rain showers across Long Island. That's what we've seen here in the city. The rain lingering, light showers right now. The camera makes it look a little worse than it is. 39 degrees, some drizzle and showers around. Chilly for the next couple of hours, chilly for the afternoon, but dry for the afternoon with high temperatures in the 40s. Wind chills stay in the 30s all day long. There's a big warm up coming our way. We'll take a look at that in just a few minutes. Gus, over to you.
See you then. Thank you. Well, a long-time Manhattan deli is now a crime scene this morning. Police tell us that is where they found a man shot overnight. Weekend Today New York's Miles Miller joins us live from the Upper East Side. Miles, what's the latest?
Gus, police this morning are looking for a man who murdered a deli worker overnight and then additionally robbed a deli in the Bronx. Let's go ahead now and show you video from the scene. This all happened around 11:30 last night right here at 81st Street and 3rd Avenue. That man, who was wearing a white Tyvek suit and a black mask, walked into the deli, announced a robbery, and in a struggle with the clerk, shot him in the head.
No matter where you are in the city, something could always happen, no matter where you are. But something happened 2 blocks away from where I live on 79th Street. Gotta be careful, man.
That shooting happened just after 11:30. Then 30 minutes later in the Bronx, that same man riding his scooter up to Melrose at 160th Street. We're told he announced a robbery there and was able to get away with $1,000, but did not shoot the clerk in that incident. Police this morning here on the Upper East Side looking for that suspect this morning. If you know who that suspect is, if you've seen him this morning, give Crime Stoppers a call. Of course, the number 800-577-TIPS. Live on the Upper East Side this morning, I'm Miles Miller. Weekend Today in New York. Back to you.
And Miles, a lot of questions remain this morning about a police-involved shooting in New Jersey. The community organization says the man killed by officers inside an apartment building in Patterson was a violence intervention activist. Weekend Today New York's Chris Jose explains why police say they were forced to open fire. And also in Patterson, we learned a New Jersey state trooper who was shot Thursday morning is now out of the hospital, and the man accused of shooting him is under arrest. 28-year-old Shaquise Timmons is facing attempted murder charges. He's accused of firing on 2 troopers who were investigating a break-in near East 28th Street at 9th Avenue. One trooper took a bullet to the leg while sitting in his unmarked patrol car. This morning, the governor of Kansas is demanding an apology from Mayor Adams over comments he made about her hometown during interfaith breakfast.
God said, I'm going to take the most broken person and I'm going to elevate him to the place of being the mayor of the most powerful city on the globe. He could have made me the mayor of Topeka, Kansas. He could have made me the mayor of some small town or village somewhere.
Fellow Democrat Laura Kelly tweeted that she was here in the city visiting her granddaughter when the mayor gave his backhanded shout out to Topeka. She wrote, quote, "Enough already. You owe Kansas an apology." She also referred to an incident last December where Adams had said Kansas, quote, "doesn't have a brand." In a statement, Adams' press secretary said the mayor never meant to insult Topeka. He continued, quote, "Topeka is a great place that the mayor hopes to visit one day."
And I'm going
The MTA won't be allowed to cut services on several subway lines like officials had previously planned. A local arbitrator said those cuts would have violated the agency's contract with the union representing conductors and train operators. The MTA had wanted to slash Monday and Friday rush hour service on the 1, 6, and 7 lines, as well as 4 lettered lines, but the arbitrator ruled it would have put a, quote, unacceptable burden on workers, especially those with child care obligations. The union president applauded the decision, calling it a win for riders and workers. And New York City Transit President Richard Davey released a statement saying, "We respect the arbitrator's decision and will work within it to accomplish our goal of increasing weekend subway service to the level riders deserve and expect." Coming up Today New York on this Saturday morning, the celebrity breaking his silence on something that the internet could not stop talking about. Plus, New Yorkers will soon have a lot more options to buy recreational marijuana. We'll have details on where those new joints will be. And officials in New Jersey sparking fires for a good reason. We're going to learn about the positive side effect of the recent roller coaster weather we've been having. And what a ride it's been, Raf.
That's right, Gus. And right now we're talking about rain around the boroughs. You can see some drops on the cameras there in Queens and Staten Island and Brooklyn. Temperatures are chilly. It's a bundle up kind of morning as you grab your umbrella, but brighter weather is ahead later on this weekend. We'll take a look at that coming up in your full forecast after the break.
And we're taking a live look out from Storm Team 4 Storm Chaser. This is the Taconic Parkway, southbound near Stanwood. You can see the rain still coming down there. Of course, this winter's lack of measurable snow in much of the region has really been remarkable. It's also bringing a benefit that you might not expect. More opportunities for important work aimed at reducing the risk of wildfires. Weekend Today New York's Ted Greenberg explains. And to be fair, if you look really hard and in the right places, you'll find some snow in New York. And that's worth noting because New York's first free snowmobiling weekend is underway. Now through tomorrow, New York will allow tourists from Canada and out of state to explore snowmobile trails for free. However, the snowmobiles must be properly registered and insured in their home states, and you have to pre-register them under New York State. Governor Kathy Hochul says it's all an effort to boost the local economy and also promote the state's more than 10,000 miles of snowmobile trails. This first snowmobiling weekend will be held on the first full weekend in March going forward. They're trying to turn it into a tradition. I guess it would be a little bit easier if there's been more snow on the ground.
Yeah,
they're trying to do their thing.
We have to head well north again, as usual.
But even in our viewing area, we're not seeing in this city. Some people are seeing some snow.
Yeah, we picked up a lot of snow just outside of our viewing area towards Albany and upstate New York overnight from this storm that we've seen. The rain in the city, but it has been frozen north and west. And into Sullivan County, I did see a snowmobile on this camera a few minutes ago, so they are enjoying that blanket of snow in Sullivan County. It's still coming down, a little hard to see, but you have a few flurries falling in Sullivan County right now. We've had that wintry mix in places like Dutchess County, probably some freezing rain, sleet, and snow all coming down in Red Hook, a very gray scene there. You can tell that snow extra crispy on the fence there, so watch out for icy spots there. And in High Falls up in Ulster County, also seeing scenes of winter with that snow on the ground. Additional snow fell overnight. So again, as it has been the case this winter, the snow missing us here in the city. We've only seen 2.2 inches of snow for the entire season so far, and we are still at number 1 on the list of least snowiest winters on record. We'll see if we get any more. Of course, anything can happen in March, and even in April, you could still see big snow around here. So we'll have to see how it pans out. We have below average temperatures, which is a big change coming our way. We still need the storm to come together the right way. Now, we had a storm last night with winds between 50 and 65 miles per hour. They were howling. They may have woken you up, especially down the Jersey Shore. Right now, it's still quite breezy. You can see we have a wind gust near 40 miles per hour for Harvey Cedars. So it's one of those mornings where it's still quite blustery out there. And when you factor in the chilly weather, it feels even colder than the actual temperature. Live Storm Tracker 4 shows the rain, snow, and everything in between kind of winding down here. You can see most of the action just north of New York City and also off towards the east. We have some showers for Long Island. But I've been focusing on our friends in Sullivan, Ulster, and Dutchess. We've seen some snow and that wintry mix. It could make the secondary roads quite slick this morning in places like Clinton and Pine Plain, so watch out there. If you're traveling to the Hudson Valley for some fun, this weekend. Again, keep in mind the roads may be wet in the city, but temperatures below freezing, especially in the higher elevations there, could be a little tricky. We've seen some freezing rain around Monroe and Tuxedo. Continues to fall lightly this morning. It doesn't take much freezing rain to make things very slick. Along I-95 and the Merritt Parkway, lighter showers now in Fairfield County. And again, the temperatures close to freezing in Poughkeepsie, below freezing in Monticello, but well above freezing now, thankfully, across Long Island and the city. And we're up to 46 right now in Toms River there. Overnight tonight down to 36, so it's another chilly night ahead. The heat comes back on for sure. And you can see in our exclusive 10-day forecast, a quiet week after such an active pattern. A nice break here, Monday through Friday, keeping it dry and chilly with temperatures generally in the mid-40s for highs. That's a good 10-day forecast. Gus, back to you.
Raph, thank you very much. Well, a group of preteens is becoming the first Boy Scout troop for girls in West Haven. On Tuesday, the group will hold its first meeting. Young women have been active in local Girl Scout troops, but now want to do activities that boys get to do. Parents and psychologists believe breaking stereotypes helps to build confidence and leads to strong adults. The girls say they are looking forward to riflery, woodshop, and car repair. It is 8:45. Time now for a check of sports and a finish you gotta see for the Knicks. Here's John Chandler. And our thanks to John there. Well, this morning we are getting a first listen to Broadway's revival of Sweeney Todd. The complaints over Ticketmaster and its new verified fan ticketing system, well, they continue. This time it's for the very limited Broadway engagement of the Jonas Brothers happening the week of March 14th. There are many posts online from fans about the fact that they did not get a code or even the chance to purchase tickets. It is the same system that drew a lot of criticism for Taylor Swift and Beyonce tickets. Ticketmaster said the response to the Jonas Brothers on Broadway has been huge, and even if you have a code or are on the wait list, you just may not get tickets at all. Ticketmaster and its parent company, Live Nation, are under federal investigation over their sales practices. Well, tonight, a Super Bowl champion will make his hosting debut on the Saturday Night Live stage.
Hi guys, I'm Travis Kelce, and I'm hosting Saturday Night Live this week with musical guest Kelsey Ballerini.
Yes, it is Kelsey and Kelsey as the Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce takes the reins. Kelsey's appearance is a special thrill for cast member and Kansas City native Heidi Gardner, who says she enjoys having athletes host. You can watch Travis Kelce and musical guest Kelsey Ballerini tonight at 11:30, right here after News 4 New York at 11, which will be anchored tonight by Pat Battle. Maybe she'll get us all into the after party, if anyone can. Still ahead on this Saturday morning, we are taking mandarin oranges to a whole new level with Produce Pete. You're watching Weekend Today in New York. This is a live look from the Storm Team 4 Storm Chaser. This is off the Taconic Parkway, getting off Route 117, right by Sleepy Hollow. The rain moving out, but as you can see from the camera lens there, still an issue, and visibility as well if you hit the road. Well, a mandarin orange can be a sweet winter treat. Produce Pete explains how the fruit has evolved and what you need to know to pick a good one. And remember, you can email your questions to Pete at this address, produce.pete@nbcuni.com. You can also find him on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll be right back after this.
Today's weather is brought to you by Get Your Guide. Discover unforgettable travel experiences.
Right now, a deadly shooting scene unfolding overnight on the Upper East Side. We'll have a live report from that scene. But we begin with a live look outside. The overnight rain is drying up just in time for your weekend plans. Not going to be a washout. That's the good news. As we say good morning and welcome to Weekend Today in New York. It is Saturday, March 4th. I'm Gus Rosendale, and Pat Battle is working. She'll be working this evening on News 4 New York, so look for her then. Right now, we look to Rafael Miranda. That really messy storm kind of moving out of here finally, Raph.
Yeah, good timing in terms of the weekend, Gus, because the worst weather was overnight into the early morning. Now things are looking up. Even as I'm looking at this video, this live shot here from Liberty State Park towards Manhattan, I'm noticing the clouds are slowly lifting. They were a bit lower about half an hour ago. That is a positive trend. We're going to see that continue, and the rain is starting to dry up. But it's chilly. It's 39 degrees, and we have wind chills in the 30s around much of the region this morning. morning, so it's a morning where you have to grab the winter coat as you're heading out there, and you probably just don't want to be outside for all that much time. It stays chilly all day long. These are your high temperatures. It's below average today. 30s to low to mid 40s. That's it. That's all we can do. The best part is, though, it'll be dry for much of the afternoon. Temperatures in the 40s, so if you're heading outside, no weather drama to deal with. Just a chilly, kind of raw feel today. It'll be breezy at times for the afternoon. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy and chilly. We have temperatures in the 20s north and west. A nice turnaround for tomorrow. It's breezy and bright for the afternoon. High temperatures back to the mid 50s, above average for the second half of the weekend. Definitely want to make some plans tomorrow, especially during Sunday afternoon. That'll be a nice time to be outside. We have some ups and downs temperature-wise coming our way. We'll take a look at that in your 10-day forecast in just a few minutes. Gus, over to you.
Okay, Raf, see you then. Developing this morning, a Manhattan deli is now a crime scene. That's where police say a man was found shot overnight. Weekend Today in New York's Miles Miller joins us live on the Upper East Side. Miles, what's the latest?
That's right. We're here on the Upper East Side at 81st and 3rd Avenue. The owner of this deli's brother just came here. They're putting all of the flowers that are outside the deli in a car right now so that they can close it up for the day.
Well, happening now, family and friends are gathering to say their final goodbye to a New Jersey councilwoman who was shot to death outside her home in Sayreville. This is a live look from outside Bethany Baptist Church in Newark, where the funeral is being held right now. Police say Eunice Rumford was shot multiple times last month as she sat in her SUV, and so far no arrests have been made. Investigators are pleading with the community to come forward with any information that could help them break the case. The 30-year-old Republican was the first black person elected in that town. Developing this morning, a deadly hit and run in Coney Island. Police say a 41-year-old woman was killed and an 18-year-old man injured. Officers now looking for the driver of a red pickup truck who took off after hitting the two as they crossed the street at the intersection of 24th Street and Mermaid Avenue. All that happening last night just before 9. And new this morning, the NYPD has announced and arrested a crash that killed a woman on the Upper East Side back in December. Officials say she was hit by a car and an MTA bus while crossing the intersection of East 96th Street and 3rd Avenue. The driver of the car took off, but now police say 23-year-old Donovan Stewart of Manhattan is in custody, facing hit-and-run charges. We also have new information this morning regarding the two men robbed and killed while leaving gay bars in Manhattan last year. The medical examiner confirming that both men were drugged and ruling that both of their deaths are homicides. Weekend Today, New York's Jessica Cunnington has new details from Hell's Kitchen. And right now the time is 9:06. And in South Carolina, Alex Murdaugh will spend the rest of his life in prison with no possibility of parole. But Murdaugh still maintains he did not murder his wife and younger son.
I'm innocent. I would never, under any circumstances, hurt my wife, Maggie, and I would never, under any circumstances, hurt my son, Paw.
During his sentencing, the judge ordered the disbarred attorney a chance to come clean about the murders and rebuked him when he did. The judge also alluded to Murdaugh's documented drug problems.
Well, and it might not have been you. It might have been the monster you become when you take 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 opioid pills.
Murdaugh's attorneys plan to appeal his conviction. They say information about their client's alleged financial crimes should never have been introduced into the trial. Closer to home in the Bronx, an armed robber is on the run after shooting a driver in the face as he was just trying to pump gas. It happened yesterday at a Gulf station along Webster Avenue in Belmont. Police say that suspect pulled up in a white Mercedes, got out, pointed a gun at the victim, tried to yank a chain off of his neck. Well, then the victim turned the gas nozzle on the suspect, and that's when shots were fired.
The guy threw the gas on the other guy to stop him from doing whatever, and the guy pulled out a gun and shot him in the face.
We're told the victim is in critical condition but is expected to survive. Early this morning, operations resumed at a Pennsylvania airport after it was shut down over a suspicious package. Officials say yesterday an explosives device team used an X-ray to examine the contents of a checked bag that was on a flight to Chicago from University Park Airport, which is in the central part of the state, right near State College. Experts determined the bag was safe, no threat to the airport. But this is the second airport scare in Pennsylvania this week, after another man tried to place an explosive on an airplane at the Lehigh Valley Airport. Well, some college students living in Brooklyn got a surprise eviction notice from their apartment building. They face the threat of being thrown out for failure to pay their rent. But as Weekend Today New York's Checky Beckford explains, it's not the students who failed to pay it. There is also today some sad news out of Hollywood. Tom Sizemore, best known for his roles in the movies Saving Private Ryan and Black Hawk Down, has died. According to his manager, Sizemore passed away in his sleep at a hospital in Burbank, California. The actor had been getting treatment after suffering a brain aneurysm last month, and he'd been on life support in recent days. Sizemore was 61 years old. Well, still ahead on this Saturday morning, you have probably heard there is high demand for legal marijuana dispensaries across the area. Well, now we'll talk about plans to open new shops around the city. Plus, new beginnings for America's oldest cheese shop. How the owners are turning around a pretty rough situation. Also, we got the update from the Storm Team 4. Raphael Miranda keeping an eye on when the rain is fully going to move out and then when we start to see some sun. A lot of sun. You're watching Today in New York. 2 New York City Council members are fighting for free child care for children as young as 6 months old. Yesterday, Council members Jennifer Gutierrez and Kevin Riley introduced a bill that would create no-cost universal child care. It would apply to families with children between 6 months old and 5 years old. In the next few weeks, Councilmember Gutierrez will host several round tables across the city to build support for the plan. New Yorkers will soon have a lot more options to buy recreational marijuana. The State Cannabis Management Office is doubling dispensary licenses, meaning that number will climb to 300. Most of them will be in Manhattan. The original plan was 150 licenses, but now that's being ramped up. The Office of Cannabis Management says it has got 900 applications for them. The office says it will make its recommendations in April. Well, Raph joins us now with a look at the weather. If we're going to get a messy storm, the timing probably was perfect for this one, but while most people were sleeping.
Right, after the evening commute Friday, and waking up today. If you're sleeping in, good for you. And things, we're not jealous at all. Things are getting better as the morning goes on already. The heavy rain is gone, Gus. It's still breezy and nasty out there.
Yeah, but not a washout. You still get out there and do stuff, right?
Yeah, and it will be dry as we get into the afternoon. But take a look at the snow. Here's a time lapse out of the Rondout Valley School District in Ulster County. It was snow and a mix of snow and sleet falling throughout much of the morning. You can see a wintry scene there. It continues. Even at this hour, we're still seeing some snowflakes falling in Ulster County. A bit of a wet snow there. Manhasset, though, it was all rain and wind. You could see the trees shaking on the time lapse there. Very windy across Long Island. Still quite breezy and still quite wet for our friends in Manhasset. You can see winds are gusting between, say, 20 and 30 miles per hour right along the coastline. Starting to get a little quieter for the Jersey Shore as our storm is just beginning to pull away now. But the winds and the chilly temperatures make it feel quite chilly this morning. We have a wind chill of 29 in White Plains, so if you're going out there looking for that March feel, that spring feel, you're not going to find it. It feels very much like winter right now. We have wind chills in the 30s across Long Island. Down the Jersey Shore, a bit milder there. 47 is what it feels like in Toms River. Live Storm Tracker 4 shows we're not quite done with the rain. In the city, things are starting to taper off to light drizzle. That'll continue to be the trend, but we still have this area of showers to the north of New York City, rain and snow showers, and everything between in Dutchess County at this hour. So Patterson and Putnam County there up to Dover. That could be a bit of a rough go. Slippery roads, especially the ones that are untreated. Northern Westchester, Rockland counties, and Fairfield counties also seeing those showers lingering on this Saturday morning. Here's something to smile about, though. No sun today, lots of clouds, but more daylight for sure. Now we're up to 11 hours and 24 minutes of daylight. Sunrise this morning was at 6:26, and sunset getting close to 6 p.m. And then, of course, we spring forward, and you know what happens there. That's in the 10-day forecast now. I'll show you that in just a minute. Your day planner for today, looking very gray throughout the day. You can see temperatures in the 40s, lots of clouds. This is a below average temperature day, but the dry weather is a good thing if you have anything planned outside. Tonight down to 36, so it's a chilly night ahead. Partly cloudy skies. We stay dry start to finish, and we're staying above freezing in the city, but north and west of town there could be some cold spots there. Now for tomorrow, 53, that's a much warmer afternoon. It'll be breezy with sunshine, winds out of the northwest, and enjoying that above average temperature day. Enjoy the above average temperatures while you have them on Monday as well, because Tuesday we start to get into a more chilly air mass. It does stay very quiet throughout much of the work week. It looks like the next active weather time will be next weekend. Saturday and Sunday, a chance for rain and maybe even some snow in the mix. Yes, it looks like this chilly March pattern is going to stay with us for the next 10 days. And that's when we spring forward, Gus, next Sunday. Mark your calendars. Back to you.
It's already time. Springing forward. But this is when we lose sleep, right?
Yes.
But we get the sun.
Don't be a downer, Gus. Come on.
All right. Get the sun. Thanks, Raph. You should watch next weekend. We'll be really sleepy. All right, still ahead on this Saturday morning. Why a Little Italy favorite that closed will not be gone for long. You're watching Weekend Today in New York. Happening today, you can watch Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards at American Dream. The mall is hosting a live viewing party for the show inside Nickelodeon Universe theme park. Families will get the chance to walk the orange carpet, get slimed on the slime stage, aptly named, play live trivia, and win tons of prizes. There's also a special MC and dance party. All guests will also get to enjoy unlimited rides. Sounds like fun, and it kicks off at 6 tonight. An American institution in the heart of Little Italy is closed for good, but all is not lost for America's oldest cheese shop. Eleva Dairy was in business for 130 years, and while its story here in Manhattan has ended, the shop is starting a new chapter across the Hudson. Weekend Today New York's Randy Novini has what's next. All right, on to Lyndhurst, and we wish them well. We'll still have this morning one last look at your forecast with Storm Team 4's Raphael Miranda. When he says the rain dries up and the sun comes out, you're watching Weekend Today New York. Here's a quick look at the top stories we are following this Saturday morning. First, a deadly shooting inside an Upper East Side deli. Police say a 67-year-old man was shot in the head and died at the scene. Happened last night around 11:30 at 81st Street and 3rd Avenue. Officers are looking for the shooter. They say took off on an electric scooter and may have also robbed this deli in the Bronx earlier last night. The NYPD investigating a deadly hit and run in Coney Island. Police say a 41-year-old woman was killed and an 18-year-old man injured. And officers are looking for the driver of a red pickup truck who took off after hitting the two as they crossed the street at West 24th Street, Mermaid Avenue. All of that happening last night just before 9. And happening now, the funeral for the New Jersey councilwoman who was shot to death outside her home in Sayreville. Police say Eunice Drumford was shot multiple times last month as she sat in her SUV. So far, no arrests have been made. The other big story this morning was that messy storm that we saw overnight. Thankfully, that is moving out.
Yeah, we still have some leftover icy spots north and west. We had that wintry mix, Gus, the strong winds as well.
Yes.
Coastal flooding. It was a multifaceted storm.
A lot of people slept through this. But
yeah, it happened while you were asleep. Right now, we're left with some light rain around the city. That's going to taper off pretty quickly over the next several hours. The afternoon will be the dry time outside. It'll be a chilly time, though, for everyone. High temperatures only in the mid-40s today. Wind chills in the 30s. Overnight tonight, down to 36 for your low. So it's a chilly night ahead. Tomorrow, that's by far the obvious better half there. 53 degrees, that's your high temperature. Sunshine for the afternoon. Start thinking outdoor plans there. Monday is nice as well. The trend for next week, dry but chilly. High temperatures struggling to get out of the mid-40s, below average temperatures, and we're not really getting springing into spring right now.
That's going to look real nice on a Sunday.
Yeah, it'll look good.
That's terrific. Pat Battle will be here tonight, so check that out. But for now, for all of us here, thanks for having us in for news. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
NBC4 New York is now streaming live on Peacock.
Another mild day for Central Park today.
Get your local news and weather.
Few lingering showers for the morning commute.
People tell us it's helping.
The new details.
Plus your favorite NBC shows.
Join Team Blake.
From Today to The Tonight Show, live.
So happy that you are joining us.
It's kind of huge news.
And so much more.
We'll see you then.
What do you think?
Fabulous.
All in one place. Streaming now on Peacock.